I'm doing pretty good. I'm making some very educational videos this morning.
Hmm. All right, all right, all right. We're back,
Hold on, let
ladies.
me let me
Yeah,
take
yeah.
you the big box.
I mean that's fine. That's fine.
That,
Greetings. Yes, 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 yes. Still attacking, and you got to do what I need you to do, attacking, so our friends can get access as well, if you don't mind. All right. We're gonna try to be quick. And by the way, thank you, April, once again. I'm telling you, you really are doing God's work. All right. So let's get this show started. Yes, we are still doing the bootleg lives, right? These are the bootleg lives because my accounts, for some strange reason, the live just keeps crashing. And I don't know what it is, right? So I've tried all options. I think today I will explore the option of taking attacking his advice and getting a new phone. So hopefully I know, and hopefully maybe a new phone will help it out. But if not, we got emails out, multiple emails out to the TikTok gods asking why must Zeus be silenced, right? So let's hope for the best on that. All right, so let's get this show started today, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H stands for honesty, right? I promise to tell you nothing but the truth, so help me God. That's the first H, all right? Good morning, everyone. Snuggles is over there doing a knockoff live. He was trying to because he wants to fill the time slot, but it's not going to work because he's a liar. He is. All right, the second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I'm humble. There's nobody more humble than me on social media, all right? If I get it wrong, many of you know I will be the first to apologize, all right? But it just turns out I haven't been wrong lately, all right? It takes a lot for me to be wrong, all right? And then the last H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain what? The most handsome! Yeah. Snuggles, yeah. Who is Snuggles, right? All right. So many of you, you know exactly what we do on this side of town. We hold our friends on the right accountable, especially their leader, Donald J. Trump, for their dirty deeds and their disgusting, filthy crimes, right? And so, along that line, I like to give MAGA a bit of a heads up. If you do not like the truth, right? You're allergic to the truth, or as my good friend Brother Swervin likes to say, you're lactose intolerant. I'm going to give you an opportunity to exit stage left. All right, exit stage left. Good morning, Miss Boss Diva. Yes, good morning for the great political mom. Yeah, something went down with the live. But listen, MAGA. If you do not like the truth and these lives make you uncomfortable, please do us all a huge favor and pack your bags and leave. Thank you, Miss Boss Diva. Pack your bags and leave, MAGA. Leave the United States of America, all right? But listen up. You don't have to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
Right.
if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Yeah. If you're not happy with the way President Biden is running this country, you're sitting at home crying about migrants entering this country. As a matter of fact, you might even went to the next level. You're posting videos all over your TikTok account about migrants entering this country, right? This is what Trump supporters are doing. They're trying to act like they're victims once again. This is what they do. I know. Yeah. If you're one of those Trump supporters, do us all a favor. Go be with your Lord and Savior, Vladimir Putin, who right now is the worst, and he really is the worst human being on the face of this earth. But somehow you always end up seem to be worshiping him. All right, MAGA, that is exactly what you can do. All right, so the gloves are off, right? My good friend Ange, right? You know, we haven't said it in a while, but a lot of people think that I'm very mean to MAGA. I'm not mean to MAGA. I'm actually very nice. Considering what they've done to my account, I'm very nice to MAGA. Good morning, Mary. But we can't be nice anymore with MAGA because look at what they're doing to our country. It's going down. It's going to hell because of MAGA. They've attacked our capital. We don't have a Speaker of the House. We look weak. We've never looked weak as a nation like we do now, all right? So when it comes to MAGA, I'm not mean enough, and it is official. The gloves are off.
Everyone knows and I wouldn't have said this 3 weeks ago. I wouldn't have said it. I was actually very kind to him. But now we can't be kind anymore because the gloves are off. The jar has been opened.
MAGA. And so now it's time for you to take your punishment like a man and like an adult, all right? So the first thing that I wanted to talk to you all about, ladies and gentlemen, is I woke up to our good friend Morning Joe debunking this lie that Donald Trump and MAGA are spreading about the $6 billion, all right? $6 billion that they're saying Iran used to fund terrorism. And they're trying to say it was Joe Biden giving the $6 billion. But we're going to have to denounce that. And Snuggles, you may think you have denounced it, but you haven't denounced it. So let's listen up to what Morning Joe has to say real quick. All right, because it's important that the truth gets out here, ladies and gentlemen. And then we're going to talk about why MAGA continues to spread these baseless lies, all right? Because you know what I say. You know what I say.
Yeah, Jonathan O'Meara, let me begin this by saying, for people that are going to hear what I'm about to say, facts, that I'm always opposed to unfreezing any money for the Iranians. I was opposed to the nuclear deal. We've had long conversations. I've had battles on this program about it. And Iran is the epicenter of terrorism. They have been since 1979. And at some point, the United States of America is going to figure that out. And they're going to have a consistent policy that goes from one presidency to another. I've said that. It's on the table. That's where I stand.
Right.
And yet, this $6 billion argument is one of the laziest, stupidest arguments I've ever heard from a party that has been replete with lazy, stupid arguments over the past 6-7 years. Because every time somebody brings it up, what they don't understand is that if this is a terrorist fund, it is the Trump terrorist fund. It is Donald Trump that oversaw a massive spike in Iranian oil exports and a massive spike in Iranian oil revenue flooding in. And he even in 2018, when he finally said, okay, they're terrorists, we're going to get out of the deal, maybe we should. Then this money comes from a waiver. And who did he give that waiver to so they could continue flooding Iran with money?
Who?
The communist Chinese government. And India, by the way, Iran's two biggest trade partners when it came to oil, as well as Taiwan and here, South Korea. So it actually was Donald Trump that funded, if this is a terrorist fund, that funded this fund. This $6 billion comes directly from Donald Trump, who said, I'm going to let the Iranians continue to trade with the communist Chinese. I'm going to give them a waiver and India a waiver because we wouldn't want to screw with gas prices, would we? So, again, it's a lazy, stupid argument, and they don't understand that whenever they put it out there, it always goes back to Donald Trump.
Bingo.
It's just $6 billion. So, anyway, and for all the reasons said also, there is no direct link to this money and any terror attacks, but if they were, the ultimate responsibility would go back to Donald Trump, who funded the $6 billion with his waivers in the first place.
ladies and gentlemen, if there was a $6 billion terror fund, it all goes back to guess who? Donald J. Trump. This is his work on full display for the American people. This is why I continue to say Donald Trump is the single biggest threat to this country. MAGA, you have no answers when it comes to this. And why is Donald Trump I said Donald Trump. Why does he always seem to have his fingerprints all over China and Russia? Oh, I know, it's because he's a terrorist. So ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump his first round of boos and shame, because he is responsible for the terrorist attack that took place in Israel over this weekend. Yes, I said it. He is. As it stands, we still do not have an official Speaker of the House. And MAGA, until you get that problem fixed, I don't want to hear another complaint about how our country is being ran. All right? The little power you had, which was the House, you showed the world you can't even deal with it. You fell, you buckled under pressure, you're weak in the knees, MAGA. You make this country look very weak. And I'm ashamed. I'm really ashamed. If you want to make America great, it's like I've been saying, go to Russia and be with Vladimir Putin. All right, so my next topic that I want to touch on, and again, I'm going to open up these boxes. And by the way, April, thank you so much for allowing the kingdom to come to your live. I know it's very hot, especially when my critics and detractors are out there acting a fool, right? But thank you so much. The next thing I wanted to make sure we remind MAGA about is Special Counsel Jack Smith. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, while Donald Trump is trying to hide and, skirt being held accountable for his crimes, and these are crimes, some of these Trump supporters, they go, how many convictions? Has he been convicted yet? No, Trump has not been convicted yet. But I'll tell you what, I'll tell you something, all right? He's close to being convicted, all right? And you want to know, he's very close, all right? He's so close to being convicted, all right? Listen up, MAGA. If you go in your room at night and you turn out the lights, I guarantee you, if you spin around 3 times and you say, what do I like to say?
Jack Smith.
Spin around again.
Jack Smith.
And then you say it the 3rd time, I guarantee you, the FBI will show up at your house and arrest you. And as they should, because as far as I'm concerned, MAGA is criminals, all right? So Jack Smith, ladies and gentlemen, he chastised the former president for his request to postpone the trial in his classified documents case until after the 2024 election, arguing that Trump has no grounds to delay the trial that is already more than half a year away. So let's give Jack Smith, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. You can say he's innocent. You can say he's innocent until proven guilty. And I do firmly believe that. I do. But from the way it looks, all right, from the way it looks, how else can you explain him giving away our nuclear secrets? Explain that, MAGA. And don't say, that's just what he does because he's strengthening. No. And I would love to hear a coherent answer for why Donald Trump was giving our nuclear secrets away. And don't say, he was just doing it to, be braggadocious. That's not enough. And even if he was, jail him. Jack Smith said the defendant provides no credible justification to postpone a trial that is still 7 months away. He also wrote in a point-by-point motion filed on Monday, breaking down Trump's request. He said, quote, they are fully informed about the charges and the theory of the government's case from a highly detailed, superseding indictment and comprehensive, organized, unclassified, and classified discovery. Is Snuggles muted? If he's muted, could someone please unmute it? He's blowing up my cell phone. All right, if he's muted, please unmute this guy. All right, Trump claimed that Jack Smith hadn't given him and his lawyers all the discovery materials and the necessary secured locations and security clearances to view the classified materials, giving the former president less time to prepare for an adequate defense. Here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, just so you understand, for all, especially to MAGA, Donald Trump is still saying he needs more time to defend himself against the case that Jack Smith is bringing to him. Now let that sink in, because remember when we talked, and we've been talking for quite a bit, you've always said Jack Smith's case is a weak case. There is no evidence, and he has what you call presidential immunity. Remember, he has presidential immunity. Well, MAGA, if he has presidential immunity and that's his defense, explain why he's not prepared to go to trial, right? You know what? Join me in giving Donald Trump another round of booze and shame, because once again, we've caught him lying his behind off, saying that he was prepared when he really is not. They don't like me because I tell the truth, all right? And I get it. But I'd rather tell the truth, MAGA, and be realer than you than to be in a jail cell or in a prison because I foolishly, blindly followed and listened to Donald Trump, all right? And I mean that. I mean, listen, if you're a grown person over the age of 25 and you allow Donald Trump to radicalize your behind and to get you to go along with a stop the steal plan that he himself, along with his co-defendants, engineered, and you got your behind up out of the comfort of your home or wherever you were at, and you decided, I'm going to give Donald Trump decades of my life because I believe him. If you are the individuals who believe that, you deserve whatever's going to come your way. And I mean that. All right, and I'll give you a great example. Next topic is Donald Trump, co-defendant, all right? And this is in regards to the RICO case that he got going on in Fulton County. And, you know, there's a black woman who's one of the co-defendants, all right? And she has blown her shot at a plea deal because she was sharing her aims to be Donald Trump's next representative in his administration. You know, she thinks Trump is going to be president again. And she's saying she's going to, what did she say? She said, I look forward to redeeming black women in politics by becoming president secretary of the 47th president of the United States. What? By the way, before we get to that, this is the former publicist for Kanye West turned Trump co-defendant, Trevian Cootie. This is her. She says she's going to work in the Trump administration once he gets back in the White House, which basically blew her chances of getting a plea deal. So join me in giving her a round of booze and shame. You know, some folks, ladies and gentlemen, you just can't fix them. You can't fix stupid. All right. This is a great example of what they mean when they say you can't fix stupid. If this black woman believes she has any future in Donald Trump's administration, that's when I said she's already lost it. Because number one, you don't have a future in his administration. But then number two, he doesn't even have a future in the administration because he's going to be in prison. So yeah, something's wrong with her mind, ladies and gentlemen. And it just goes to show you just how silly a lot of these Trump supporters really are. The next topic, ladies and gentlemen, that I wanted to bring up. How are we doing on time? We're doing all right. Donald Trump, he's getting blasted because Sean Hannity, he shared a clip of Donald Trump calling for Hamas attack, calling the Hamas attack an act of savagery. All right, this is, and Sean Hannity knows better, but he posted this anyway. Let's see if we can get the clip. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Welcome to the Hamas terrorist invasion of Israeli territory, and the murder of Israeli soldiers today, and the brutal murder of citizens is an act of savagery that must and will be crushed. It has to be dealt with very powerfully. This is a time where the United States needs leadership. We don't have leadership. But Israel is at war, and the United States obviously is going to stick with Israel, and strongly. The Hamas...
You know, these folks all over X, right? They've had some choice words for Donald Trump and his remarks, especially in light of the fact that we all know Donald Trump is personally...
Do you even know how much you're
We all know Donald Trump is personally responsible for what is happening because he gave those secrets to Russia when he met with Putin and his delegates, right? One person on X went on to say, that's big talk from a small man, right? Another person said, he's going to be crushed also because it's all coming together. The dirty money, the loans, the deals, the compromise, the blackmail, the collusion, the cover-up, the obstruction, the lying, the perjury. It feels like, ladies and gentlemen, it feels like Donald Trump's crimes, it looks like Trump's house of cards is about to crash, right? Another person went on to say, oh, something very strong, idiot. You know, I like to keep it clean. Want to see something truly horrific? Google Donald Trump playing volleyball. And last but not least, someone said a failed ex-president weighs in, right? It just goes to show you that the American people are fully aware that Donald Trump represents the greatest threat to our democracy, and that despite what he says all over his social media platforms, nobody believes him, all right? It really does. And by the way, speaking of the Israel terrorist attack that took place, which we all know is definitely a humanitarian issue, because in the wake of all of this, there are people who are truly innocent that are being impacted by all of this in the most negative way. Those folks that committed those crimes are definitely evil in its purest form. But I wanted to make sure we call out the fact that President or former President Barack Obama did release a statement, all right? And Obama says, all Americans should be horrified and outraged by the brazen terrorist attacks on Israel and the slaughter of innocent civilians. We grieve for those who died, pray for the safe return of those who've been held hostage, and stand squarely alongside our ally Israel as it dismantles Hamas. As we support Israel's right to defend itself against terror, we must keep striving for a just and lasting peace for Israel and Palestinians alike. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving President Obama a round of applause. Another reason to vote blue. This is why you should vote blue, because you know when you represent the Democrat Party, you have to be a humanitarian first, and that's exactly what Barack Obama is. I can't say that for MAGA Republican because, as far as I'm concerned, they're seditionists, treasonous traitors. So let's give Obama another round of applause. All right, now we got to get back into some of the main topic, though. All right. When it comes to Vladimir Putin, and you know, I've been telling a lot of the Trump supporters to do this rather than hosting lives, and you know, they like to put Donald Trump in the background. I told the Trump supporters, just cut to the chase. Don't post another picture of Donald Trump. You know, some of them even do something ridiculous. Donald Trump next to Martin Luther King. Have you seen that, right? They put Donald Trump next to Martin Luther King. I said, listen, why don't you just get straight to the point? Host a live and put your Lord and Savior, Vladimir Putin, up in the background, right? They should. Because we know that's who you worship. They're scared to put their Lord and Savior, Vladimir Putin, up in the background. But if they did that, I think we would get straight to the point, MAGA, in terms of who you serve. All right, all right. Now, along those lines, ladies and gentlemen, I must bring this to everyone's attention. Russia, this is what a report came out and has said. Russia gave captured U.S. weapons to Hamas as a ploy to undermine Ukraine. Wow, wow. I saw the comment out there and they said Zeus is insane. You know, every MAGA accusation is truly a MAGA confession. So thank you for the confession, all right? You truly are insane. I get it. Ukraine is accusing Russia of seeking to exploit the Hamas attack on Israel. It says Russia is handing Ukrainian weapons to Hamas fighters and that it is a ploy to undermine international support for Ukraine. So, as you can see, this is what this is all about. Right now, we don't have a House Speaker. But what do we have? We have MAGA doing Russia's dirty work, right? You ask most of these Trump supporters, should we continue to support Ukraine? They will say, well, no, we should not support Ukraine, right? Playing into Putin's hands. This is why I say they should just put a picture of Putin up in the background, right? No, we shouldn't support Ukraine. We should use that money to help everyday Americans. All right, you think we should use it to help everyday Americans? Yes, Zeus. All right, well, let's do it. And we start helping everyday Americans. Biden says, well, let's forgive student loan debt. We should not forgive student loan debt, Zeus. Well, I thought you said you wanted to help everyday Americans with that money. Yeah, but when it comes to that, we all should pay our debts. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? Let's give MAGA a boo and shame. Make up your mind, MAGA. And then you got Jim Jordan right now saying, guess what? We should send money to support Israel, which I completely agree. But I don't agree with Jim Jordan all of a sudden being able to say we have money to support Israel right on the heels of him saying we have no money. So MAGA, make up your mind. Which one is it? Do we support Israel and Ukraine or do we not? You know, please make up your mind. And if we do decide to support Americans and, you know, forgive student loan debt, why are you crying about it? That's helping Americans. Isn't that what you want, MAGA? Join me in giving MAGA a round of boos and shame, ladies and gentlemen, because in the midst of this chaos that's going on, this terrible stuff, they are running around like some chickens with their heads cut off, and they don't make a lick bit of sense. So let's give it to them. Yeah, cut it out, MAGA. And right now, MAGA is trying to portray themselves as victims. They're not victims right now. They're still the ones causing the problems. You know, when I think of MAGA, you know what I think of?
But he's a harasser and an abuser.
Yeah, that's MAGA. Harassers and abusers, all right? All right, we're a little pressed on time, but we're going to get through these topics, and then I'm going to open up the boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to tell the truth. One thing I want to draw attention to, everyone, is this. Donald Trump is now being slammed all over the internet right now because we all know that he shared those Israeli confidential secret intel with Russia back in 2017, right? He did. Yes, he is. Slam. Boom. 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 Yeah. The world is waking up to just how destructive Donald Trump's presidency was. Yeah. While he should have been in there protecting the United States of America and our allies, he did the exact opposite. He chose to be a puppet and instrument for no other than Vladimir Putin, and now the world is coming around. All right, so we gave him his booze and shame on that. Next, ladies and gentlemen, I want to draw your attention to something else that's going on in Trump world, all right, especially for you Trump supporters. Donald Trump's civil fraud trial is resuming with his ex-CFO, Alan Weisselberg, on the witness stand. All right. We all know that after a recent stint for tax fraud, Weisselberg, ladies and gentlemen, is front and center once again, and he is set to testify today in the civil trial in New York Attorney General Letitia James fraud lawsuit against Trump and his company, the Trump Organization. Ladies and gentlemen, Weisselberg, also a defendant in the lawsuit, is expected to testify about his role in preparing Trump's annual financial statements, including conversations they had while finalizing the documents, which were given to banks, insurers, and others to make secure loans, ladies and gentlemen. So let's give Letitia James a round of applause because once again, she's making sure that Donald Trump and his cronies are being held accountable for their crimes. Yeah, this is your fate. When you support Donald Trump, you better be prepared. Like I say, you definitely got to go to jail. All right. And then if you don't get your soul right, you got to go to hell. And that's just how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now listen up. I'm going to wrap up the morning live, and it's now time to open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. All right. So let's open up these boxes and let's see who we have. All right. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Our first guest, Chow Papa. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm hanging in there. How about yourself?
I'm all right. You know, we're making it work. You know how that goes, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what brings you to the kingdom?
Well, everything you're talking about is just facts. And here we have to face the conclusion. No matter how much facts you give to MAGA, they're never going to accept it. We have to face that reality. No matter what, this is their logic now. If Trump says it's true, it's true. If Trump says it's fake, they say it's fake. You can bring statistics from both sides. You just had Fox News literally talk about the $6 billion. Fox News confirmed all this stuff, saying, money hasn't been spent. The treasury, all the money's in Qatar. We have the treasury taking care of it. So if you needed food, it has to be traced. It has to be everything. And they start making more excuses. Well, they can funnel money through somewhere else. They can funnel money through it's getting ridiculous. The mere fact that MAGA has come to the conclusion of what MAGA speaks is basically they're talking about their party, but in silence. You know,
every MAGA accusation is truly a MAGA confession, right? Thank you, Rio.
You know, and it's pretty sad and scary at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, because there's pretty much, again, I tell everybody, no matter what you do, you can't make them think otherwise. It's always an excuse. It's always something else. Yeah. You know, so no matter what you bring to the table to them.
Why do you think they do that, Chow? Why do you think they do that?
At the end of the day, let's be real. MAGA feels like they're, I'm going to say it like this, bottom line. We all know what MAGA stands for. We all know the party they support, and it's, white nationalism. Let's be real. I'm going to say it out loud. I'm going to say it out loud. But bottom line is what they're scared of. They feel the minority is coming up and over them and trying to overrun them. It's like if we're going to just try to push them out of this country. No, all we're wanting is equality, equal rights.
Right.
People say, oh, well, the student loan is just going to raise the deficit. No, it actually is going to help not only, the people, but it's going to help the economy.
Thank
Paying
you.
that money back helps the economy.
Thank
And they're
you.
not seeing that.
Hmm.
They think, oh, well, they think a little measly $10,000 is going to make a big difference. That's actually helping just pretty much the interest on most people's student loans.
Thank you.
It's like, people are getting $30,000 on student loans, let's say in 4 years, and that's a small number. But out of those, when they pay that money back, that 30,000 just turned into 50,000, 55,000.
Bingo.
And it's
Because these
going
people
back
go
into the
on,
economy.
they end up getting nice, productive careers. They end up paying a lot of money in taxes, and they actually end up doing a lot more when they're not saddled with the debt.
Exactly. Let's be real. The average college student, if you're not getting financial aid or scholarships, coming out of debt, you're literally more in debt on buying, high-end Mercedes, and you don't even qualify to get a house because you're in debt with student loans. They're gonna say you owe $85,000 to $100,000 in student loans. So how are we gonna lend you $150,000 house? And you can't even get a house for $150,000 now.
Bingo.
But they just don't get it. It's just it's sad. It's pathetic.
They're terrible at math. They're terrible at finance, right? They don't know what they don't know, but they think they're geniuses while they're single-handedly destroying our country. Yeah.
And they also want to say, well, how are doctors going to get paid if we went to universal health care? If they actually knew the math and did the math, we'd actually save about 30%. And it would save a lot of Americans from going bankrupt.
No lies detected.
They say they hate big pharma, but yet when they get in serious illness, big pharma's the one making money in the hospital to keep you alive.
That part.
It's sad that they don't see this. I speak for myself. My medical bills were just under $7 million. But
you gotta be kidding me.
No, just from COVID. It was $7 million. But here's the biggest thing. Big Pharma made that money for trying to keep me alive.
Wow. And thank God the Affordable Care Act is in place to help out with that, right?
So yeah. That's what I just wanted to come up and say, brothers. Just I know my time's up, but
All right, but you know what? I always appreciate you being able to come in here and bravely speak the truth because, yeah, we know MAGA doesn't give a darn, but there are those folks that are independent, that are in the middle, and they hear us talking and they're going, you know what? I don't like Donald Trump. And then they go ahead and vote blue, all right?
Oh, yeah, vote blue. I'm telling you, vote blue.
All right.
All right, you guys have a great day, brothers.
All right, you too, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Chow Papa. No lies detected. All right, yes, ladies and gentlemen, please bear with me while we iron out the issues with my regular platform, all right? But April, you're doing a great job helping Zeus out. I appreciate it. I see there's some dissension in the comment section from Trump supporters and maybe even Trump himself. You know what I like to say? If you don't like what I'm saying, pack your bags and leave.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And I do mean that, especially to that Trump supporter. You know who you are. You just went to Walmart, all right? And you went and bought a box of Pop-Tarts, the strawberry kind. You just went in there because that was what you were going to eat on your way to go visit your grandmother this morning, all right? And you heard Zeus and you got triggered, all right? You went and got those strawberry Pop-Tarts. Now you're in your car. You got your phone and you're looking at Zeus and you're furious. If I could just get in that live and I would tell Zeus really how sick he makes me feel. No, I don't want to hear from you. You sit in that car, all right? Roll those windows up. Roll them up and keep listening to this special broadcast until those tears start to come out of your face. Yeah, because I'm about to ruin your breakfast, right? By the way, Pop-Tarts aren't a healthy breakfast anyway. You keep eating that, you're going to mess up your blood levels and you're going to need some insulin, right? And then you're going to have to be thanking President Biden because you got some insulin at an affordable price. What did you say, attacking $35, right? Stop eating the McDonald's and stop eating those Pop-Tarts. Stop drinking that Diet Coke, MAGA, and get yourself together. All right, get out here and exercise. Get your mind cleared. Stop watching Apprentice. All right, it's old, it's outdated, and it's all lies. Donald Trump lied to you. Think about that. All 15 seasons, you were watching Donald Trump. You're fired. You're fired, and you sat there and you said, "Oh, is that all it takes to be a millionaire?" And you started imitating Donald Trump. And now you think you're a millionaire, right? You think you're just like him. And you're going around telling the Democrats how you feel, and you're calling yourself a millionaire. And now it's all came to pass that everything you saw for those 15 seasons was a lie. MAGA, wake up, okay? And cut it out. Let me bring up my next guest, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh. We got some new panelists. All right. I don't know these folks, but we're going to get to know them. C. Will, greetings. How are you? C. Will, can you hear me? Going once? Going twice? Gone. C. Will, you're more than welcome to send up another guest request. All right. Good morning, Dark Mamba. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I just got word policed. I shouldn't have stepped in there.
You said something and you've been, silenced?
Oh, no. Well, yeah, but they wanted to know, what's her name mean? What's she mean by that name?
Oh.
That's okay.
Don't give them an answer. Don't give them
You know what? It's like, I have thick skin.
Yeah.
It's like, it's no big deal. But I am so thankful for Joe Biden this morning.
What did he do? Share the wonderful.
The way he's handling the situation in Israel. He said the right words. He said, the United States supports the state of Israel. He didn't say anything about Netanyahu. And
good point.
Yep. And who's benefiting the most from this?
We talked about it.
Yeah. And you know what? Egypt said they warned him.
Ooh.
Egypt said they gave him intelligence that they are actually watching them practice.
Egypt warned who?
Israel.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow. And so why didn't they take any preventative measures? If you don't.
Yeah, I wonder why. When you have 400,000 people marching every weekend against you and your leadership.
Yeah.
How do you unite them? And that's the scary part is that's their Pearl Harbor. And I had just said a couple of days ago to somebody, what are we doing? We're waiting for Pearl Harbor?
Right.
And basically just our country uniting without having to have a Pearl Harbor would be outrageously loud.
Right.
It would. So
right.
Yeah. And so I just want to say Joe Biden so far is doing a great job. Sometimes I get frustrated,
right,
and I'm like, we're too slow.
But it's war.
They are seriously they're seriously looking at corruption and demanding changes, which the people in Ukraine want, but it's global, and we all need to do it. And to fight corruption, we got to start on our own sidewalks.
Amen.
Because Reaganomics didn't trickle down so well.
No.
But corruption rises really fast. So I just wanted to share that and say thank you, April, for bringing Zeus here.
Yes. Thank
Yeah,
you.
she's being quiet. So okay,
Yeah.
but you guys have a great day.
All right.
Let's keep up the hope.
Yes, we will.
We're making great strides. It
Yes.
doesn't feel like it sometimes. It feels like your feet are in cement, but we are.
Yes.
So I'm going to be positive today. Thank you, Zeus.
All right,
I
Bama.
love
Thank
you and your honesty.
All right. I love you as well, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up. Let's give it up to the beautiful Bama. Detected. This is why we must continue to get this message out here, folks. I still see some people out here saying they want President Trump to be president again. I mean, former President Trump to be president again. Well, you just keep sitting on your hands, all right? And wait for him to come help you out. And let's see what he does. Oh, C. Will, you are back. Welcome, C. Will. Greetings. I don't know if you can hear me. C. Will.
Hello?
Yes, greetings.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
All right, all right. This is our first time doing business, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to ask you some questions, and how you answer them determines your fate in the kingdom. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, listen, I'm a funny person, but I'm very serious about these questions. In your opinion, was the 2020 election stolen by President Biden?
That's a negative, sir. It was a fair and
What was
fair
that?
election. That is, I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Was the 2020 election stolen by President Biden?
Oh, no, it was not stolen by President Biden. It was a fair election.
Thank you. You're doing great. We all got two more questions, all right? Next
Yes,
question.
sir.
In your opinion, who would you say is responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6, 2021?
MAGA maggots. That's what I call them, the MAGA maggots.
Yeah, and does that include Donald Trump?
Yes, sir. 100%. Matter of fact,
Hey!
he's the ringleader.
Doing great, Will. You're doing great. Last and final question. And it's really going to come at you like a curveball. A lot of people get this question wrong, Will, but I have a strong feeling in my gut you won't. In your opinion, is Hillary Clinton or President Biden guilty of any crimes?
That's a negative, sir. They're not guilty of anything.
Thank you, Will, for having the courage to come in here and tell the truth. All right. What brings you in here this beautiful morning?
Okay, I just want to shoot something by you and just, want to get your opinion and hopefully the blue side can pick up on this. With this Jim Jordan, trying to become Speaker of the House, I think we should sabotage him. Let's let the Democrats in the House, because I don't think it's going to be, I don't think Jeffries is going to be nominated as voted as Speaker of the House. Let's
Correct.
get on the side of Scalise and make him Speaker. That way we could sabotage Jordan. I think that would be a good idea. How about that?
Yeah. So I take it you're not a fan of Jim Jordan.
Oh, 100%. I'm not a fan of any MAGA maggots. All they did is, all they do is just bring this country down with lies and deception.
Thank you.
Let's fight fire with fire. That's my motto. Fight fire with fire.
Yeah. I mean, how many days is Jim Jordan outside of a subpoena? Isn't he over 500 days?
Exactly right. So, let's turn the tides. Let's make it to where, hey, let's put a speaker in the House that maybe we can work with a little, try and get something done. But with this Jordan guy, I can see a train wreck in the I can see a train wreck in the making. So I think that the Dems should, side with anybody besides Jordan to make sure that he would never become speaker. And send them back to.
I agree with that. All right. But I also have a different kind of approach. I actually think also that if he does become speaker, it will be the end of MAGA as we know it, because he's going to buckle under pressure. Right now, the United States looks weak. Wouldn't you agree? We have no speaker, right?
Correct.
Don't we
Correct.
look weak without a speaker? I mean, we gave the GOP an opportunity to show us they can govern, right? They had the House and they turned on each other. So if you put Jim Jordan in that driver's seat, that's like putting the yellow bus in the hands of the wrong person and letting them drive it off the cliff. Yeah,
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, that would, yeah, you know what? So I tell you what, let's make him speaker, and
That's
then we can see, and then we can really see Jim Jordan, see what he's made of, which is
yeah,
absolutely nothing.
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 He enables criminals. If you look at his history, right? He's only successful because he's very good at enabling criminals. That's his stick. You don't go to a Jim Jordan. You don't go to Jim Jordan to get any kind of comprehensive policy reform, do you?
Correct. Well, Sue, I know that my time is up, and I just want to just shoot that by you, just to see your opinion. And I thank you very much for letting me on your live, man. Really
All right.
appreciate you. Been following you for a long time, man.
Thank you,
Take care,
man.
brother.
Thank you for following me and coming into the April Live and still having the courage and conviction to get in the box and tell the truth. C. Will, I truly appreciate it. All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right, let's give C. Will a round of applause. No lies detected. You see, MAGA, the jig is up. Millions and millions of people all across the United States of America, they see MAGA for what they are. All right, we only got a few more, and then we are up, and away. Thank you all for tuning in this morning. All right, we got a new guest, and then we're going to go to our crowd favorites, our fan favorites. Some of them. There's still some that aren't here, but we're going to hopefully get them here. Penny or Pindayu, how do you say your name?
Everybody on the internet just says Penny. They don't
Okay.
want to say the whole word.
Okay. All right,
Understood.
Penny. Fair enough. Fair enough. Welcome to the show. And this is our first time doing business, I believe. So I got to ask you the same questions I asked the Will. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right. First question, in your opinion, was the 2020 election stolen by President Biden?
No, sir.
Hey! I'm laughing at his name too. I know a little Spanish. I don't want to go there. Next.
Could you hold on though? But I think it's pretty sad that millions of people in our country and the fair and free election was only won by 11,780 votes. So people got to
Well,
realize.
that's in Georgia though, right?
Right, that's in Georgia, but that just shows you how close millions of people voted. And, how bad can the Republicans be? How bad can Trump be? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we're just
He's
gonna
a
get straight
bogus,
into it.
huh?
I'll say we're gonna. So clearly, you don't like MAGA, clearly, right?
They represent nothing. They bring innuendos. They bring conspiracy theories. And then here's my whole total argument. I'll keep it short. Democrats don't know how to speak the truth. They get the truth thrown in front of them, and then they say nothing about the truth. Republicans repeat lies, and all of a sudden they're the truth. Giuliani repeated stuff about Hunter Biden, and look what everybody's talking about. They're talking about Hunter Biden.
And by the way, they said, I gotta remind you, Biden beat Trump by 7 million votes. All right.
7 million votes, okay, but most of those votes were in New York and in New York and California. That's where the majority of those votes came from.
Gotcha. Now, but let me ask you, mean mostly Democrat places. I get it. Let me ask you though. So you brought up Rudy Giuliani and how MAGA continues to believe him. Rudy Giuliani is tied to all of the conspiracies, right? He's tied to the election being stolen. He's tied to what else? What was it? The So there's
Everything.
yeah, he's tied to everything. All right. And what does that say in your opinion about Rudy Giuliani and his role in all of this?
He 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 drunk the
Yeah,
Kool-Aid and he
Ukraine. He's tied to Ukraine. That was the one.
tied to Ukraine.
Yeah. He was trying to help Trump get dirt on Biden, and he's also promoting the conspiracy about the election being stolen. What does that say to you?
Everything has been made up. So if they repeat made up facts, Trump knew he was going to do this in July when they asked him, "Are you going to accept the results?" He was like, "Well, we're going to have to see." So he was already planning to say that the election was rigged. You know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah.
a pre-notion, and they know it. No one doesn't know that he just made that up, you know? But now he got caught making it up, and I mean, they're charging him, you
Yeah.
know? I don't know.
Yeah. So that's why I tell all the Trump supporters, no matter what you want to believe is true or not, look at the outcomes with what's happening with the real people who supported Trump. And most of them are going to prison, right? They're going to jail.
And that doesn't matter because Trump, being a perv, being a clown from prison, will win 25 plus states. And
Wow.
what that tells me is that we are the most racist country ever. We've drunk the Kool-Aid. We've allowed
Oh,
these people
Lord.
to just, huh?
Keep going, keep going.
No, I'm just saying we've drunk the Kool-Aid. We've allowed these people to just run amok.
Mhm.
You know, they just no one wants to talk about that R word. You know, and so they just can't we just get along? Well, if we get along, that means that we have to accept your racism.
And
That's
we
all
won't.
they. Huh?
And we won't
We
accept.
won't. But I'm just. It's just it gets kind of it just gets kind of fed up,
Yeah.
because they keep on repeating lies, and then those become the truth. CNN even repeats them. I
I
mean,
hear you.
CNN repeats, Obama's wearing a tan suit. CNN repeat, Hillary's unlikable. I
Well,
mean,
they say that, but we don't go off of that. Now, listen, Mr. Penny, I appreciate you, my good friend, but I gotta move on. All right.
always appreciate you, man. Man, keep the success up, man. You've been doing a great job.
All right, that is the goal, and I appreciate you as well in terms of having the courage to come in here and tell the truth. There's a lot of people that don't agree with you, my good friend, but you had the courage to tell the truth this morning. All right,
And you can say my name. It's okay.
Penny.
Or you can say it the other way with the
Nah,
David
I'm good.
Ho.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. See you later, babe.
All right, man. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Brother Penny. All right, you got a good, interesting name, but I got to pass on that one, my good friend. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring up Sister Jackie. We're right on time. Oh
Hey,
my.
Zeus.
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good. Listen, Zeus, I was
Yeah.
thinking about something that one of your guests said before me, and he was saying about how MAGA thinks.
Mm.
You could tell them anything, show them anything, and they come up with something else on their own. And so I was thinking to myself, I say, they think they're critical thinkers, but the way they think is critical. What they do, Zeus, is the men lay in the bed at night.
Uh-oh.
They turn on their Trump tape of him saying, "I love you," and really in that is a subliminal message saying, "I love the poorly educated." But see, they can't hear that part because they're smiling from the "I love you," taking baby magic lotion, rubbing themselves. Because honestly, they really think that they're like a baby down there. They think that means that the magic is going to happen and make them grow. So they're using the baby magic lotion at night, rubbing and flogging, trying to get some production. And so they're thinking they're really smart and they're really not. And so That's where it comes in at. That's why they think they're critical thinkers, but they're really thinking critically. Nothing makes sense that they say. They only think that Trump tells the truth. Zeus, I've never heard so many people called a rhino that have been Republican since some of these people have been in Pampers. And now all of a sudden, because they go against Trump, they're rhinos. When, like I told you before, Trump is the rhino because he's not a Republican. But I don't see that because, their critical thinking doesn't allow them to understand that this man is not a rhino. And just because you tell the truth and you don't want to lose your law license and you don't want to go to jail behind him, you tell the truth, now all of a sudden you're a rhino. That's called non-critical thinking. That means that you're thinking critically. And that's what they're doing, Zeus. But they think they're smart.
They
And
ain't.
listen, they
Tell
couldn't
them.
pass the SAT test if they SAT for it. So what I'm saying is, Zeus, we got to stop using our intelligence on these people before we get magnetized and be just, I told you that hair sway in the front and it just be hypnotizing them people. Bless their heart, he got them. Listen, his wife don't want him, but MAGA does. She turn on him, but they won't.
That's
she turn her back to him, but they won't.
Yeah, make sense.
Other than, But I'm just saying, Zeus, it's really ridiculous. I'm really feeling sorry for some of them, but for the rest of them, I said forgive them. Because they ought to know better. They know Trump wasn't hitting on nothing before he came to office. Trump wasn't hitting on nothing now that he was in office. And Trump ain't hitting on nothing now, Zeus. The fact, Zeus, that half of these people didn't pay Trump no attention before he ran and said you are allowed to be a racist and have a good time with it is ridiculous. I ain't never in my life heard so many people talk about Donald Trump in a positive way.
Right. Now all of a sudden,
you can wear your white shirts with your hoods and then, with your eyes cut out and ride through a black neighborhood. Of course, you won't make to the end, but I'm just saying this what you're doing. And now all of a sudden he the greatest thing ever happened to America. What day that was?
Yeah, they need to cut it out. They do need to cut it out because the hypocrisy is so obvious that we're all looking at them going, what in the world is going on with your mind?
But Zeus, when you said name a policy, get what they said?
What?
Well, gas was slave. It's not a policy. I said name a policy. Well, I could go in the grocery store and buy bush beans instead of Van Camp. That's not a policy.
Not a policy.
Give me a policy.
Thank you.
Well, he was just great. Baby, go home and put your sheets back over the windows of that trailer and put that extra towel on there and ride on off into the sunset.
Amen. Tell him to Keisha. No lies detected.
I'm a gone on because I'm trying to save myself. I gotta get my birthday song Friday.
It seems
ain't too much Miss Kiki can say.
Right. I'm in
but after Friday, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, Zeus.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Sister Keisha. No lies detected. All right, it's not that hard to get in the box and tell the truth, ladies and gentlemen. It really isn't. All right, and to you Trump supporters that are still here in your feelings.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy...
You're right. If you do not like the United States of America, you can do us all a huge favor. Pack your bags and leave. Oh, okay. All right. It says, okay. So, while we wait, all right, there we go. All right, Red, Brother Red, welcome. How are you doing, my good friend?
Hey, Zeus, what's up, man?
How you doing my good friend? How are you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm eating my breakfast.
Did you get some eggs, perhaps?
No, not today. Got some mini wheats and a banana.
Oh, nice and healthy. Nice little dose of potassium and what, fiber?
Yeah. With whole milk.
Oh, whole milk?
If you're not going to drink whole milk, don't drink milk at all,
Hello. That milk, that right there, what you just did, you just ruined Snuggles' breakfast. He can't afford that kind of stuff, right? He can't afford no whole milk.
Well, it's not that much more. It's about maybe a nickel.
Oh.
And if he wasn't giving so much money to Trump, he'd be able to afford it.
Yeah.
Or buying you steaks.
Those steaks, right? Those steaks. I look forward to eating mine real soon because I do firmly believe Donald Trump is probably going to be in prison real soon.
Oh, that would be a nice Christmas present.
Oh, it would. It would.
Really would. People say, well, it's about the security and everything in the jail. I said, look, he's got a Secret Service detail.
Mm-hmm.
They could lock him up, put him in solitary confinement. The agents are going to be on duty anyway. They can just sit there in front of his cell.
Yeah.
What's the diff?
What's the diff? Yeah, I think the world would be a lot safer if Trump was in prison.
Yes. Heard him, he was saying something about if you steal something, you're going to get pew-pewed. And I'm thinking, his words to me, are a clear and present danger to our country.
Yep.
Because he is doing nothing but inciting people to violence. And that's my humble opinion.
Yeah.
TikTok.
No, it's not just your opinion, it's fact. He is single-handedly the one who encouraged his supporters to try to overthrow our government on January 6th.
Exactly. And once again, he lied because he was not there. He didn't, I'll be there with you, and see that. Anyway, I'm just, like I said, just disgusting. And like I said, I just wish our system would move a little bit faster.
I do as well. I do as well, and I have a funny feeling it's going to, once it starts moving, it's going to be unstoppable, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the good things, though, right? Once that train starts chugging, it's hard to stop it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, like I said, we've got Powell's going to turn on him in Georgia, and that other guy also had already said he was turning on him. So. Yeah. It's it's going to be a little snowball effect, and I'm looking forward to that. All right, Zeus. Well, I know you got to bring some other people up. I just wanted to say good morning and
good morning, and enjoy that breakfast, my good friend. All right,
yes, we'll do it, and my coffee. So.
All right. Fair enough. Ooh, coffee too. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Red a round of applause. No lies detected once again. All right. No lies detected. All right, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we got one more panelist, and then we are up and away. Good morning, Dark Nutty. How are you doing, my good friend?
Doing fine. How about yourself?
I'm all right. Just another day in the kingdom.
Yes, sir. So very quickly, this whole thing with Kevin McCarthy, Kevin is now saying that whatever his conference wants, that's what he will do. So he's already said that he's not going to run for speaker again. But now, after making that statement on yesterday, that's saying that he wants to run for speaker again.
We don't trust Kevin.
Well, of course we don't trust Kevin
He,
McCarthy.
that's
That's
why
why the
he's in
Democrats
this
didn't step in and help him.
situation.
That's correct. That's correct. And here's the thing: Kevin would have still been sitting in the speakership had he just not gone back on his word with people,
Mm,
or if he hadn't sold his soul to the devil back in January when they were voting for the speaker anyhow.
bingo.
So there's that. But there's a couple things that I want to talk about. So there's some people saying that the release of the Iranian money is what's funding the war over in Israel.
Right.
Folks, stop. Folks, stop. Number one, your fearless leader is the one that set that up. That was for
Boom.
the Iranian oil that was being sold, and he told those countries that they could keep that money in banks in their country, and then that money went to Qatar. So with that money going to Qatar, the United States still has not oversight, but we still see exactly where that money goes.
Mm.
We still see exactly where that money goes. None of that money, according to the government, as of this morning, none of that money has even been spent yet.
It
So
has.
how is it? How is it that that money has gone to Hamas?
Mm,
And furthermore, let's connect some dots.
mm.
Russia is the one that not only created but funded Hamas in the beginning. Now we've done our dirty. We've
Yeah.
done our dirty, of course, because we supported and we promoted Saddam Hussein, and look what happened. So we've done our dirty. We've done our dirty.
Yeah.
But let's tell the truth, shame the devil. Russia created Hamas, Russia funded Hamas, and Russia continues to fund Hamas. Because this is just my theory. Obviously, I am, not in the game, so this is just my theory.
Right.
My theory is the reason why Hamas attacked Israel is to get the heat off of Russia in Ukraine because Russia is getting their tails beat. So
Mm.
now it's kind of like a wag the dog situation
Right.
to where I believe that Putin, I just see Putin's hands all over this.
Tell him, Nutty.
I see
And do
Putin's
you see
hands all over this
do
because
you
of the
see
history.
Donald Trump's hands in it as well?
Well, Donald Trump, I think Donald Trump set that up several years ago when he number one when he invited Putin to the White House, and then all of a sudden he kicked out the media, he kicked out everybody, so we don't know what transpired in the Oval Office when Putin came to the Oval Office. We don't know what they talked about. We don't know what secrets he shared, but we know he shared them.
Yeah.
We know
Yeah.
he shared them. With all the information that's coming out now, with him sharing documents about our nuclear weapons and about our submarines and about Israel. And about Israel.
Explain
So
that,
yeah.
Magda.
So yes. So they're all complicit. The dots will align. Eventually we'll find out the whole truth. And I guarantee you, when we find out the whole truth, somewhere in that truth, you'll see Donald John Trump, and you'll
You
see
see what Frederick just said? Dems are
no idea.
done and clueless. 6 billion to Iran, then war starts and Dems are walking blindly.
See,
Could you talk to him?
see, that's that cognitive dissonance. You
Mm.
know what? I can't even blame it on cognitive dissonance because he's just clearly stupid. Because I clearly just stated, according to the government, this government, that money, none of that money has even been spent yet. Furthermore, if Iran wanted to use that money, they have to put a request in. So let's just say, oh, they're requesting 100,000. They need $1 billion worth of water bottles. Okay, that $1 billion is not going to get sent to Iran. Guess what's going to get sent to Iran? The $1 billion worth of water bottles. That the product is going to get sent to Iran, not the money. So stop it already. Iran does not have the access to the money in the sense that they're going to get a check because they say they need $6 billion. They're
Tell him
not going to get a
again.
check.
Tell
So so stop already. I just see you guys just constantly trying to make up your own narrative just to say, see, Democrats bad, Republicans, or excuse me, Democrats bad, MAGA good, because you
Fred,
can't call them Republicans
Fred,
anymore.
the fund that was generating the revenue is a fund Donald Trump created. Didn't you hear what we
Yeah,
said earlier? So if you are labeling it a terrorist fund, it's a terrorist fund created by your leader, Donald John Trump.
your leader created it. Your leader
Jesus
created it, and that's
Christ.
no lie. That is
Fred,
no lie, Frederick.
Fred, you must have came to the live late because we talked about this ad nauseum for at least 80% of this live, and you came in here and just revealed to us how ignorant you are. You're gonna sit up here. Where did the $6 billion come from, Fred? Since you're such a genius.
I tell you what, does Fred have enough people to get in the box? Invite him to the box.
Yeah,
I'll happily drop for
Fred,
him.
Fred O'Fray, I don't even know what that name sounds like, but Fred O'Fray. Do you have enough courage and conviction to get in the box and spread those lies?
Oh,
Because if so,
he only has 56 followers.
of
The
course,
ones
of course,
it's
of
the
course.
ones that can never back up their statements. The ones that speaks the loudest.
Another,
They're the ones that speak the loudest. The ones that can't get up and defend their statements.
yeah, exactly. Fred
So
Flintstone is a good name for him. Yeah.
listen, Takesha, she always comes through. She said it best. Why are we? I just don't understand why we're doing this anymore with these people, because they're not
Because
going to they're not going to conquer this.
the MAGA, Nutty, MAGA themselves won't. But when we spread this truth, we shut down at least 1,000 lives each time we go live and talk about this. Right? They're down. Their numbers are down. And look at the Speaker of the House. Right? Look at it. Nobody there. It's an empty chair.
Well, Zeus, I heard you say earlier how weak the United States look. We're going to continue to look weak because of the Republican Party,
Exactly.
because of this infighting. Because now Congress, we don't have a Congress, y'all. I need y'all to understand this. We don't have a Congress. We do have a Senate, but we don't have a House of Representatives. We
Mhm.
have representatives there ready to serve their constituents, but we do not have a House of Representatives, because we must have a speaker. We
Hmm.
have to have a leader.
Yeah. I
So,
agree.
at this point, I'm not opposed to bringing Kevin McCarthy back, because at least we know what devil we're dealing with, and
Yeah.
we can handle Kevin. We
Yeah.
can rein him in. We can rein Kevin in. Now, a Jim with a G Jordan,
Gymnasium Jordan.
if Jim Jordan becomes speaker, it is, and this is not hyperbole, as the president would say, it is the end of the Republican Party for good, because he is not worried about
And
legislating.
consequently the end of MAGA.
Yeah, he's not worried about legislating. He's worried about vengeance.
Yeah. And
That's
he's
all
gonna
he's
get
worried about.
his. He's gonna get his. Because when it's all said and done, we're gonna do all we can to make sure, Nutty, you still got that offer on the table for Fred down there in the comments?
Oh, I told you that offer is still available
Fred,
until December the 1st.
Fred, listen up, Fred. You told me you're triggered right now. You said you're upset and you probably pulled over in your car and you're crying, Fred. It'll be okay, Fred. All you got to do is reach out to me and I will help you get a first-class trip to Russia to be with your Lord and Savior, Vladimir Putin. Does that sound like a deal, Fred?
With a
Imagine.
bottle of Cristal.
Yeah. All right, Fred. You okay with that? All right. Reach out to me, Fred. All right. Well, listen, Brother Nutty, I got to wrap it up. It's time for Zeus to get up out of here.
Yes,
All right.
sir. Have a great day, my friend.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to King Nutty. Snuggles, you can go live with Nutty as long as you send him an invite, but I doubt he'll go into your kingdom or your dwelling. No, your lair. No, lair is too kind. Your cave. I doubt Nutty will go into your cave because it's not a friendly place for truth, all right? And I'm being honest. By the way, Grumpy Monk, I do see it's your birthday. Happy birthday. But I do have to run, all right, but we can celebrate it maybe tomorrow, all right, Grumpy Monk. Wow, so sorry. I'm wrapping up the live, but I want to say thank you once again to my good friend April for allowing me to use her space the way Zeus likes to use the regular kingdom, and hopefully we will get to the bottom of these technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Thank you to all of the panelists that had the courage and conviction to get in the box and tell the truth. And thank you to all of you out there in the comment section who've been spreading the truth and helping to challenge or actually stop MAGA and their lies right in the tracks along with me. All right. Take care, ladies and gentlemen, and keep doing what you do. I will see you all hopefully tomorrow. Take care.
True focus, the most handsome in the kingdom.
And I really am the most handsome.
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my
Have a great rest of your morning.
You thinking that you cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky, light you up like Zeus.
I'm out of here.
All rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm flyer than the eagle, I got bread on me too. Took a long time to get here and I'm feeling brand new. You moving like a bum, get away from me, fool. I got money on my mind. I can't hang around with you, you fall in love too quick. You know high risk, mix all in the mix. I put a bounty on your head. This is way above the fans. When you playing with the gods and you playing with the dead. Time to let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Playing hating on the gods, boy, you such a douche. I tried to be patient, but you had to like my kid. Catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus. Thinking that you cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky, light you up like Zeus.
Thank you, Toy.
I'm own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm louder than Hades and I'm burning up. You say you wanted facts, well, I'm living proof. I've been waiting for this moment now. I gotta choose. If you play around with love, then you're guaranteed to lose. I didn't make the game of rules, so don't play me like a fool. If you can't swim, don't be in the pool. Even though I'm hot, people telling me be cool. I'm just sitting on my throne while you looking like a goof. Time to let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Playing hating on the gods, boy, you such a douche. Tried to be patient, but you had to light my fuse. Catching all these snakes like a mongoose.
Happy birthday, Grumpy
Ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move. Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus. You thinking that you cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky, light you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus.
I just want to buy 11,780 votes. There's one more than we have.
Of course it is, right?
Now mine on the beat, kicking hard like
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Are you there, Reggie? Let's go.
I can dance and box in the jungle like a kangaroo.
Take care, ladies and gentlemen.
You be dead like a Lindsay on the beat like Zeus. He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged.
Thank you.
He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith is me. He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged.
Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
Right.
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater.
Thank you, Greg.
And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. Thank you so much, April.